Good. Start the meeting at 6:06. Agenda adjustments, approval of minutes for the 8/21/25 regular meeting. And I'm assuming everybody had read those that got them in the emails. If there's any changes or anybody got any comments on them? I don't have a copy of them. I should have
I
printed
have a
it, but
copy here.
you do?
Everyone wants to see 'em.
yeah.
If I could take a peek. So, speak.
Only him. Motion to accept.
Okay, motion to accept the minutes on 8/21/25. And then I'm gonna kind of sway off this a little bit because I don't want to get attendance because I don't know anybody's coming yet, so I guess I'll stay with it. Go ahead.
Motion needed a second, so we can vote on that.
I second it.
Okay.
Sorry. Old business, I don't believe is anything on that if the minutes went good. You got something?
You gotta take a vote.
Yeah, get it.
Oh, geez, I'm curly out. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Right, so we've got that. It's been a while since I've done this.
No, you're gonna have to go with voice because Evan is gonna be on as a alternate. Evan, can you hear us? Evan, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yep,
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to participate this evening. I'm home with my son, so I'm just trying to listen in.
okay. All right, thank you. The minutes were approved, so I'm assuming there's no old business. Under new business, we get the approval minutes of the August 21st, 25 regular meeting. And was that on that too? The 21st? Yeah, okay. All right. Could I get yeah. Could I get a motion to accept the minutes as read or as they are on August 21st, 25?
Motion.
That was the one we
You
just.
just did. yeah.
No, that was, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, 8/21. All right, I'm sorry. You're right. Informational discussion and upcoming projects. And this is kind of what we're here for tonight, is just an informational for our Katahdin's infrastructure to help move the biofuel plant going. A lot of this, I'm sure, is going to be Greek to a lot of people, literally, because there's so much engineering in these books that if you've never had anything to do with it, it's going to be pretty tough to follow. So we didn't want to have the engineering company here tonight, or the architect, or even anybody from our Katahdin, because I wanted a chance to go through that with just us first and go through it. So if you get the chance, if you could come in and get your book, that would be a big help to go through it. If you got any questions, you can ask Tom or I in the interim before the next meeting. And that would be really appreciated. But I get a good feeling that they're going to be walking us through this because of the amount of engineering that they have here. And it's a total infrastructure of the water, sewer, and fire main. Correct?
It's a complete
roads.
subdivision.
Yeah.
They want to subdivide the property. And if they want to do 3 subdivisions, and this subdivisions will be water, sewer, roads, fire protection, will all be part of that.
Wastewater, yeah.
Of this master plan. They have to develop a master plan, and we have to vote, we have to give them permission to do a subdivision on that property. Once they do the subdivision and we grant them the subdivision, then the companies that want to come in can actually do site plan, and we'll have to do site plan reviews. But the first step in the hurdle is getting this passed.
And there's a lot of different abbreviations for the soil resource report and the soil maps that aren't gonna, and nobody's gonna really have a clue on it because it's not something you deal with on a daily basis. But I did go through some of the boring logs and the charts and what they've done and how far they've gone. The deepest they've gone has been 12 feet. And I think the least amount they've gone is 4 and 6 feet. And what they did is they used a hammer weight of 100 to 140 pounds and 300 pounds. And all that is just the weight on top of the bit that they drive down in there and how many times they hit it to refusal. So if you was to look at that, it'll say hammer drop and you'll see 30 to 16 on some of these. And that means that it dropped, you know, like 30 inches and 16 hits. So, and then it breaks down and it gives you the soil description and the classification, so that when they do put this out, someone who's going to be doing the roads and stuff will have a more accurate idea and what they're going to have to do with SW Cole's engineering charts. So I don't think there's anything that any of us are really going to have to, except for, you know, public safety. None of us have a civil engineering degree, obviously, to go over some of the stuff. So they'll have their drawings all done and stamped, and those will be in there and in the final ones. So it's just basically to bring everybody up to snuff, just so that you know that all the, I don't think they've done anything yet as far as communication goes. But I know that they have done the sewer, which they're going to tie into the town sewer, the wastewater treatment plant, a town's plant. And I guess there's adequate or more than adequate availability there for them to tie into it. So that's where they're going to tie the wastewater in. The fire protection and stuff, I can't really tell you as far where that's going to tie in. I don't know if it's going to tie in from Lincoln or Knox or Poplar or what. I have no idea. They're going to do a well?
No, they're going to have their own tower. They're going to have their own water supply, their own tower.
Okay.
John has already talked with Sylvan Mahara, correct, John?
Yes.
Perfect. So they're going to have their own water tower.
Yes.
Are they going to be fed by a well, or is it going to be fed by one of the lakes?
One of the lakes.
Okay.
It'll be similar if you're familiar with Great Northern. Great Northern had the same idea. They had pumps in the pond and it pumped to them, they had regular hydrants everywhere. They're gonna put hydrants in, but they're gonna put a tower. 40,000 gallons.
Yeah.
400,000.
400.
So that's obviously going to have it up in the highest end. We get the head pressure.
Yes.
Yep.
So we'll have the head pressure.
Yeah, and each site moving in is gonna be responsible after that for their own fire protection into their lot.
So each one of them is going to have that engineered for their facility.
That will all come on when you do the subdivision.
That's right. When they come into, or like when they do the fossil fuel, that would be one that will come in when they do that plant. Yeah, so if you go through it and you'll see erosion control practices and stuff, there's a lot of that stuff that's not really gonna really set any flags up with anybody because it's just gonna be part of their requirements to do this project. But just in case anybody wanted to know, like I said, that what they were doing was the infrastructure and the sewage was going to go to the town sewage plant. And then they're going to have, I think they're going to have their own catch basins and a whole 9 yards in there. So they must be having a holding area for their storm sewers to go through, because I'm sure they're not gonna allow that to get onto the treatment plant.
If you, when you pick up your book and you go through your book, you're gonna see all these different categories.
Yeah, right under the,
That will come under stormwater, what he's talking about will come under stormwater management report, and that's under the roadway and infrastructure project. And that's all been engineered by Silver Mahar, and it's also gone through the state, all the state levels that it has to. And when we meet with them to do this subdivision approval, or we'll also make sure that we have Lorna here. And she can help you a lot with subdivisions and what they can and cannot do.
which will be detrimental at that time. And then we're gonna have the conformance with the comprehension plan, which that's gotta be awful close to being done now, isn't it? Comprehension plan, Tom, do you know?
Oh, no, the comprehensive plan's gotta come to you guys. That's still.
Yeah, I know it's
that's
gonna
still
go to
out-
us and then the
that's still out
council.
there.
But,
And that will come to you in sections as she gets sections of it done, it will come to you
and then the
for
council.
approval. And then, once we approve it all, then it'll go to the council for actual approval.
So we could be a long haul then, still.
But that doesn't hold up us doing a subdivision. plan.
No. Uh, yeah, there it is right there, storm drain designs and construction. And I think the same thing is gonna be said for their parking and stuff. I mean, they have, by law, you're gonna have to have a certain width parking spot. And so many for whatever occupants you got going in there for that facility, so.
And you won't see, you'll see a traffic impact in here, but you won't see much about parking or any of that. Because again, we're talking subdivision, okay? Once you talk site plan, then you're talking them,
That's right.
a company putting a building up and having employees and having parking facilities for those employees and for emergency response.
But when you do look at them on the drawings, I'm sure they're gonna change. I didn't get into the waivers part of it, but I figured there was no sense of doing that till you found out what was coming in. But the main entrance to this is gonna be right up across from the Golden Road, correct?
That will be your main entrance into the facility, correct? And remember, this will still not be it won't be like like driving up to a business downtown. It's still all an industrial complex that has a gate. You have to get through that gate.
Yeah, they have their own
And
security
if they're
there,
gonna
so.
man that gate, that will all be down the road, how that all comes to play. That doesn't really come to play as far as we're concerned right
No.
now. So if all the members here would stop and pick up their book and their plans, these are all the maps. These are the books that you need to have. So you can review those because we need to set up a meeting with them
Yeah,
soon.
Do we have anybody that is within the town that can kind of give us the simplified version of some of this information if need be? If we've got somebody coming to present, so that if there are questions that should be asked, that we have somebody that's versed in being able to know what
That's-
to look for?
The only one that's why I said that I will have Lorna here for that part because she can help you somewhat with subdivisions and how those all work out. A subdivision plan of this magnitude is mostly done by chapters and by, you'll see as you go through it, everything is laid out in all the maps and everything. So in a short answer, no.
You can't read that from front to cover, front to back and get it because it goes back to different sections in the,
Right.
with different maps.
Right.
With different, and you pretty much got to have a civil engineering degree.
Well, that's what I was thinking,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, if somebody has something that they could raise as a point of contingency for something that we should be aware of, we're not really well versed. I mean, I can look at that till I'm blue in the face and I'm not gonna be able to tell you a
Right.
whole lot about it.
Right, but this will be presented by Sylvan Mahar, who has our engineers, and they have SW Cole involved in it as well, our engineers. They will have representatives here that will walk you through this and explain and answer those questions.
Once they explain it though, I don't think there's gonna be too many questions about it, because it's, even as they take it and take section out from section, like when they do the soil samples, in what sections of the area they done them in. Like I said, you know, you take between 150 and 300 pound, or 140 pound head, how many times you hit it till it hits refusal or whatever, it's, if you haven't been around it, yeah, a lot of it can be daunting, and it's the same as the road constructions. Some of this stuff is going through areas where they only got they only went down 2 to 4 feet, and I mean, they didn't even hit refusal on anything that, you know, and some they went down to 8. So they're gonna have to obviously dig that up and put whatever they require for different layers of earth for the road. So it's
And just so you understand, Heidi, we haven't done, the town of Millinocket has not done a subdivision. Well, no, I don't know when they have done a subdivision.
the
plan.
new development.
The new development would have been
Oh,
back in the
Yeah.
60s, and that was before zoning.
yeah,
And the Preble land was all subdivided down on Medway Road. But that was not the town of Millinocket at the time it was done. That was done under the county.
that's right.
And then we
Annexed.
inherited it when we
Annexed
took
it.
that land. We inherited that subdivision. And we have to go by the subdivision that was put in place. So, yeah, I think Mike's probably right. It was probably back in the 60s when they did the new development. Oh, no, the probably John, probably out Morgan Lane, Kelly Lane, Rush Boulevard. They must have done a subdivision when they did that out there.
I thought Chief Haynes did that and presented it to the town.
Mr. Kelly owned part of that too.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that all worked out, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
we don't do them very often here.
Before my time
Yeah.
here.
At any rate, I mean, there's just a whole lot of stuff that we're not gonna understand, and we're gonna have to depend on the engineers, which, you know, they know their stuff. I don't think we'll have any problems if, you know, if it's all engineered and spelled out for whoever's doing it, but it's gonna be beyond a lot of our comprehension for a lot of us. I mean, I've done different things. I work civil construction. I'm a civil engineer, but it's been years, you know, and I worked for Timber for 20 years and Main Bay and all those other companies, but it's, you know, things change. Different types of materials, like geotextile fabrics. This is a whole bunch of stuff that they're gonna be using throughout the whole thing, so as long as it's not gonna affect our lakes and ponds and all the other stuff, which they have to abide by law anyway, we're gonna be all set. It's just, like I said, you know, Tom and I were talking, we just thought we'd bring everybody in and let them know, you know, this is a $7 million phase, just this phase is $7 million. So it's pretty big. And, you know, that doesn't even include anything for the biomass plant And this is to help aid that get here. So we can get this in here and get it started, then hopefully be right in that time frame where they'll be ready to start and at least get one thing in that park. So that's basically all I wanted to do was just let everybody know and you know, talk about it, because when you pick that up and you look at it, it's just like, wow, I don't think I can dedicate enough time to go through that. Well, you don't have to, because it's gonna be so much there that you could literally study that for a very long time. So, but does anybody else have any concerns on this, John, you? No. A good part of this is gonna be power on their end anyway, isn't it? Yeah. John, you got plenty of time to think about the public safety part of it.
Yep.
Fire protection.
A little bit that we did have a conversation on with their plan right now for fire protection was pretty good, so.
And they're just a phone call away too, so don't be afraid to call them, and they've said that. I've talked to them and they've said the same thing, don't be bashful at asking any questions. And, you know, I don't know how well versed Steve Sanders is on this either, but Steve would probably be more than happy to help you if you wanted to walk through it or something, or drive through it. Give you a rough idea. So they're still laying stuff out up there, so.
Okay, but remember, you're the planning board. All you're going to do is approve or decline this project, okay? Don't make contact with Sylvan Mahar or Great North, sorry, Arcatardon. John is in a different category, okay? John is fire chief, EMA director. That's a different category, okay? So that anything that they do comes through my office, okay? So that we keep everything, we know everything that's going on with the projects. Because a lot of times these projects will get going and they'll talk to other people or planning board members or whoever, and it really needs to go through the code office. Okay. Want an update of some of the things that are happening?
I was just gonna ask you if you could please update us on the projects that are coming up, and then we can set a date for the subdivision hearing, if you want to.
I'd like to see you set up a monthly meeting of the planning board, because we're gonna have some projects coming down the road. We've got this project that we've got to get through. And I know that right behind this, there are going to be site plan reviews for this same property, but they can't move forward with those until this is done. Some of the other projects that we've already approved, we've approved the Aroostook Avenue School for the new senior center. That's all on hold right now due to funding issues. The Wabanaki Oxford Street that you just approved has gone out to bid. So we'll be working that project. Some of the other non-site plan projects, but things that we've got going are 240 Penobscot Avenue, which is now Charles Pepin Properties Incorporated. And they've got a lot going on in that building and that facility. Northern Forest Products, the building across the street from the town office, is ready for they're going to be doing a grand opening the second week of January to get those apartments out and going. You notice next door that they're getting the structure put up for a new building.
What is that going to be?
We know one tenant is going to be
Living Innovations.
Living Innovations. They're moving out of the old fruit store into the FMO room. They're going to be on this end of the building, which is going to be the bigger end of the building. And then the other side is still,
Undecided.
we don't have any but they don't have, he did have that, but, whatever he had, he lost, that is not gonna come now, so that's open space.
Rental space?
Yes, as well as across the street, we have there's open rental space across the street, in the Northern Forest Products Building. They've got a storefront there that's also open space that's available now.
Commercial,
Other than that, we've got some small things going. Wabanaki's got some stuff going on there, building up the street here, where the old chiropractor office was. They've also got some things going on down to the rice farm property. We're getting a lot of inquiries because a lot of the land in the Preble subdivision has sold, and people are starting to look at developing that and what they're going to do there. And also where the Bowman's Bar and Grill used to be, the gentleman that owns that now is keeping a portion of that, but he's going to sell off like 8 of the lots. And he's going to keep a small portion and have a small campground there, which he's already permitted for because that was an existing condition. The other project that I can tell you, we've been in talks with the owner of the Northern Shopping Plaza, and some plans that they are looking at doing some renovations with that facility. Because of what they're talking about doing there, I'm not going to stamp it. I'm going to make it go to site plan review, just to get a feeling from not only you as the planning board, but also from the community on what they think about the projects that they're talking about putting there, which I can't say right now, but if it moves forward.
They must gonna have to put a lot of money into that building just to bring it up to code. And I know it's,
Again, that's on them. Anything that they do will have to be brought up to code with the town and this council is very adamant that we are trying to get things up to code, and especially any renovations that are being done, we're making them bring them up to code. Is, we don't want to drive business away, but yet we want safe and we want things done up to code in the way they should be, which it will be a big help. So that's just some of the things that are going on. It's very busy right now. And a lot of times I know some of you try to call me and I don't get right back to you, but I only work 24 hours a week and it's busy. So
You only work 24 hours a week?
yes,
Wow.
yes, I'm part-time. I'm retired.
what
Wonder
about,
we can't get you.
what about Arcatardon on their project across the street? Are they gonna be completing that?
Not this year. No, that phase is about done. They were able to ascertain some more monies or whatever. Their intentions was to shut that project down and drain the building and not put the sprinkler system and stuff into use, but they have changed that and they are going to keep it
Charged.
live this winter, heated and charged. So hospital project is about a month behind right now. They'd hoped to be able to do final inspections this week, and that's not going to happen. Looks like final inspections will be put off to mid-January, give or take. They've still got some things they're working through. I think one of the, not that it really matters to you, but one of the issues was the glass panels or something that hadn't come in yet. So there's some things that are holding it up, but it's coming along very well. So, any questions from anybody or anything that you were wondering what's happening or not happening? Or?
No?
Good, thank you.
Uh, Do we want to set up an actual date for this subdivision hearing yet? Um,
I'd like to see this board set a schedule that we would follow on a monthly meeting schedule so that we know these projects are coming down the road. And I hate to, when I'm talking to the developers or to the contractor or in this case, Sir Mahar or whoever, well, I've got to find out when the planning board can meet. We should try to set a given date and time each month that
Well,
is available for everybody. We lean towards Thursday nights, and I'll tell you why we lean towards Thursday nights, is Lorna is in the office on Thursdays. So if we need her here, it just makes it easier where she's already here. We don't have to stick with that. We can do any night you want. Remember, on Thursdays, we can't meet the second or fourth Thursday. That's council meetings.
so I'm thinking that the third week of the month, I think should give them, or all of us actually, enough time so that if they've got some issues, they can present it by the first of the month. And that'll give us our time frame to act on it. So we could do it on like the third
Thursday.
Thursday of the month, if that sounds good to you guys.
Yeah.
Because that'll give them
Make
ample
motion, yeah.
opportunity to come in and do their thing by the first of the month. And
Every
I don't
third
want to do it the
Thursday.
first and then they want to do it again on the third, so.
And we don't have time right now for the first Thursday to get it advertised for public hearing for this project.
Right.
And I'd really like to get this project a date set so I can get back to them tomorrow.
That would
or
be
Monday and
January
say
15th on the
where.
third Thursday. 6 to
Evan, if you
ahead,
can, Evan, if you can come on, can you, would Thursday nights work for you?
I'll do the best I can.
Thank you.
Two.
Well.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So-
we're gonna meet the third Thursday of every month,
Yep.
Yeah.
okay? How about a
February.
time?
You say 6 o'clock?
Well. Winter months, that might work all right, but I know that come spring and summer, that's gonna be difficult to keep. I guess any date we do anyway, in time's gonna do that when we get busy in the summer, but, I don't know if everybody's okay with 6 o'clock. I think it works great with me because my day ends at 5. So, and if I have to do anything with the state, I'm done by then.
Hmm.
So,
Anytime works for me.
John, don't be bashful.
Anytime, if I remember
We can wake you up from a nap. We can wake you up from a nap. All right,
The only thing that you gotta keep in mind, and I'm fine at 6 o'clock. But especially when you have presenters coming,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm fine with 6 o'clock. I mean, I'm fine with what you guys say.
And I don't suppose any of you guys want to do the secretary's position, huh? Yeah, I
I'm
got the
good.
looks.
it. Promise to do it every time. I did say about that.
Okay, that's greatly appreciated, believe me.
And the good thing about it is this is recorded, so we can,
That's what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think they can do something like that on just having it recorded and typed out as well, pretty much.
Oh, there is. Don't worry.
Yeah, you know that,
I don't
Joe.
have to do anything.
Okay, all right, all right. We're trying to help
Okay.
you.
then with that said,
We have an open position.
What do you mean, no position?
We have an open
Oh, position,
position.
yes, we do have an open position that I had written down here for another alternate. If you know of anybody, that would be interested in that, I guess talk to them and let Tom and I know about it, and I've been kind of soliciting it too, but,
Yeah, if you know anybody, just send them right to Diana. She can give them all the information, give them I mean, they go online and get an application, but
yeah, fill it out online.
if you have anybody, or like it says, if they have any questions, they can come
Great.
to the office, we can explain it to them, but we have the one alternate that we should try to fill if we can.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Megan went on to bigger and better things, so.
well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure we'll be meeting for down the road, with some of this stuff, so. And like I said, she's done a great job with the minutes, and she was very attentive. I'm gonna miss her. I think we all will. But with that said, no other business. Everybody's got anything? Motion to adjourn, yeah. All in favor?
Second it.
Okay.
Meeting done at
Thank you.
7:44.